Chaos within Inimba as soon as everybody finds out that Kawe is sick. Listen, everyone was confused at first until Mawethu made the call to Zolega that Kawe collapsed while she was with him. Obviously, everybody rushed into the hospital, and listen, Hlathi never seems to disappoint us, because when he goes into the hospital, he said to Mawethu, "You took advantage of my daughter and caused her to collapse." That statement threw me off, okay? But the doctor came and kind of told everybody that Kawe is suffering from a heart attack. Now, this comes as a shock to many, especially Zolega, who never raised Kawe, was not really aware that Kawe had a heart problem. Now, I do feel sorry for Onga, who just confessed his feelings for Kawe to Lazarus, only for him to find out that Kawe was with Mawethu. But then the doctor asked the family to come. The doctor said immediate relatives, referring to the parents. But when Lazarus came and joined the room, Hlathi, of course, had a problem and said, no. The doctor said immediate parents. Lazarus was like, no, listen, Tumega is in the room and she is the stepmother. I'm also going to be here as a stepfather of Kawe. So therefore, they started to discuss maybe could it be genetics? Has anyone ever in the family suffered from a heart problem? Now, one thing that I had a problem or that bothered me is the fact that Hlathi and Tumega said that Kawe was a very sickly baby around 7 years of age. And they never bothered to tell Zolega. Can you imagine your child being sick? Like, a heart problem is no joke. And no one cared to tell you. I'm like, these two people, Zolega is too forgiving. I am so sorry. Zolega is too forgiving. If they were to tell me that my child was sick and they couldn't care to tell me, I would just go back and hate them again. What do you mean? What do you mean that my child was sick and you never cared to tell me? Anyways, I don't know. The doctor does say it's a life-threatening condition. I hope Kawe will survive. Honestly, I hope Kawe will survive this whole thing of the heart disease. I don't know what really would be needed, but I had the doctor saying that he will run some tests within the family. I really don't know how deep or severe the situation is, but anyone who says heart to me, I immediately think of life or death, a threatening situation. I don't know what you all think. She was in disbelief. Understandably so. I don't think anyone who were to find out that their biological mom could potentially be sleeping with their current boyfriend will take that as a norm. She was in shock. She just was in so much disbelief that, is this really happening right now? Is it real? Is it a reality? Is it my reality? And it turns out that it was definitely her reality. Now, how she noticed is that she saw a picture of Zolega and Mawethu, and the picture now that you're gonna see on the screen just a sec from now, the picture Zolega was kind of facing the other direction, but her tattoo was visible. Okay, now tell me why Mawethu still had those pictures. Here is the picture that I'm talking about. Tell me why Mawethu still had these pictures. If it meant nothing, if he was completely in love with Ukawekazi as of now, why does he still have the pictures of the ex? Makes absolutely sense. Makes absolutely no sense. And when he finds out, when he realizes that Kawe has seen the pictures, he goes on a panic mode. It's then that he's trying to reach out for the iPad, of which now it's completely too late. Kawe have seen, and Kawe knows what she should know, in terms of how is she gonna make a decision. Her decision is gonna be based on what she knows, and she have seen what she has to see. and it is absolutely sad. Like it is beyond being said, I mean, I would want to feel sorry for Mawetu, but I don't. I honestly don't feel sorry for Mawetu. Now, on the other hand, we have Hlathi and his family. He's trying to win over his family, like he is doing the most. Okay, I know that there are people who gaslight, there are people who are manipulators. Like it's a lot right now, okay? But with Hlathi, it is totally extremely, like, beyond a lot. Beyond a lot. Like, to say it's a lot, it's even an understatement. He goes and manipulates his uzole utumega through marriage. Like, I cannot believe this man. I refuse to believe him at this point. Why did he decide to manipulate Utumega through marriage? Someone please tell me. Someone please be the one to break the ice for me. Why this man manipulates his Uzolega through marriage? But yes, that's what he does. He went and manipulates Uzolega through marriage and be like, hey, Zolega, I will marry you. Zolega this, Zolega that. I've been wanting to marry you like almost my whole life. Please, I'm like, he is such a manipulator. He is such a manipulator. It's not even a joke. Like, he is such a manipulator. It is not even a joke. It's not even something that we should all joke about, because why? Tell me why this man manipulates his Uzolega. Tell me why this man manipulates his Uzolega. Like, all that he lives for is to manipulate. Like, that's his pride and joy at this moment and at this point in time. His pride and joy is to just manipulate and be a manipulator. That's it. That's all that he lives for. And Uzolega, poor Zolega, accepts the marriage proposal. And I'm like, Zolega, no, you cannot accept anything from this man. Like, absolutely anything. You cannot even accept his marriage proposal. Who knows if it's genuine or not? Like, who knows? But our girl Zozo was like, you know what, if there's one thing that I will do is to accept the marriage proposal. Yes, Hlathi, I will marry you. I will go down on that one knee and be your wife. And I'm like, what? And in a way, Hlathi like, this is his chance to prove his loyalty to his parents. What did I say, to his parents, to Mega, and to his family. And in a way, I understand why Tumega accepts the marriage proposal, because this is one thing that she has been wanting for the longest time, for the good 20 years of her life. All that she ever wanted was to be Hlathi's wife. And guess what? It took Hlathi this long. It took Hlathi to go back to his estranged wife, divorce, and then realizes, and he does say that it definitely does take him like some horrible things to happen before he realizes this is what he wants, and for some reason even Likamva is extremely shocked. I would think that even Likamva is melting towards his father's decisions, which I did not want. I did not want Likamva to melt and have a change of heart ngoHlathi. But yeah, without disappointing us, Mega accepted the marriage proposal. Now this is up until Hlathi Kawe comes home running and revealing the big news, okay? And Utumega, being a mom that she is, she went and confronted Uzolega. Uzolega's like, this is my child, stay away from my child. But at that point, Ukawikazi has made sure to tell Uzolega that Utumega is her mom now, and she is on Utumega's side, not her side anymore, because she is a snake mom. She is a snake mom. Yo, Sana. From there, things were just going downhill, Indlu iyawa sana, indlu iyawa, and as soon as Uzolega also was confronted by Qhawekazi, Qhawekazi like confronted Uzolega to say, Uzolega, how could you though? all this time around, I'm trusting you. I'm believing that you are my mom. You got me. We got each other. And all along, I did not know. All along, I did not know, like, jokes on me, shame on me, that I did not know that you were shaking up the house, you know. Of course, Zolega tries to apologize, say, Kawekazi, it's not what it looks like, you know, I know it looks bad, but it's definitely not what it looks like. Mina, no. Me and Mawetu, you know, we were shaking up way before you guys made your relationship official. As soon as your relationship was official, we obviously stopped shaking up, you know, but Kawekazi was not willing to take or hear any explanation. And also to even hear an explanation from Mawetu. Baby girl was like, listen up here. Me and you from now on, we are strictly business and strictly colleagues, okay? We will interact based on our work and nothing further than that, okay? As for personal issues, I am not ready and I do not want to talk about anything. Did Hlathi not go and confront Umawetu? Hlathi went and confronted Umawetu. Funny, Hlathi can be a tough big guy on Umawetu, but cannot be a tough big guy on Zolega's brother. And as soon as Utumega finds out about it, she was just like, okay, so you went there because you know that boy was shaking up Zolega and that made you feel somehow. Of course, Hlathi just wanted to plainly blame it on Kawekazi, saying this is about Kawe, no one else but Kawe. Yeah, but Utumega was not buying it, okay? So now the Lobola also topic came out, and that's as Utumega's family, which is Zolega's family, do not want to accept Lobola for Utumega. Utumega is like, it does not matter, we are going to sign and get married and have the church bless our marriage. And Hlathi is like, no, it's very important for me to, you know, be traditionally married and all that and do everything traditionally. And now Utumega is like, what? So now I have to choose between you and my family. And Hlathi is like, of course, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying perhaps you could convince them. Oh, Sana, this is about to be messy. Once again, Hlathi Ben Utumega will not get married. This is about to be the most messiest. But I'm happy that Uzolega will not get, Tumega will not get married to Hlathi. Even Uzolega was kind of mocking her, saying, once she accepted you back, I thought she was smarter than that. But judging from the fact that she accepted you back, she is probably the dummiest working person on this planet, okay? Absolutely no one is dumber than her. She is probably the dummiest. So, yeah, guys, then tell us, what do you think? Do you think Hlathi Beno Tumtums bayashada abantu noma? Then I'm gonna pull up a fight, I ain't moving out of this house easily. Where am I expected to go, Of which, honestly speaking, I kinda agree with Hlathi when he's asking the question, where is he supposed to go? Zolega signed up to all of this as well. Zolega wanted to give her marriage another try with Hlathi. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Divorce doesn't work like that, okay? And something tells me, since they highly speak of Lobola, something tells me that Hlathi and Zolega were married in community of property. So Zolega, if that's the case, you cannot just chase Hlathi away. You guys need to, find out how are you gonna separate or divide your estates, which in this case, Zolega is the one who will have more assets than Hlathi. So therefore, for example, like the house, if they have to sell it, they have to sell it. But 50% of Zolega's house belongs to Hlathi, and that goes for Zolega's debts. If Zolega have debts, 50% of those debts are Hlathi's debts, and vice versa. If Hlathi have debts, 50% of Hlathi's debts are Zolega's. So I'm like, Zolega, which world do you live in, ma'am? You were married, okay, and right now you are going through a divorce. You cannot just chase this man in the streets. You guys have to understand, what are you sharing as per community of property, But then after they talked, I think Hlathi came to his senses and realized that love alone isn't enough to make a relationship work or to make a marriage work. So as much as Hlathi feels love for Uzolega, and for a moment Hlathi got jealous as soon as Uzolega was like, no, we cannot live together in this house. What's then gonna happen should I find someone else? In a split of seconds, Hlathi was jealous, asking questions like, Zolega, what do you mean by that statement? Are you with someone else as we speak? What's happening, in that department? Do you have another person? And of course, Hlathi denies having another person and says, no, he is very much a single. But that does not mean, it doesn't mean that, he should be taken lightly or whatever. But Zolega still also said, listen, I still want you out of my house, Okay, guys, Hlathi really finds himself with not much of a choice. As soon as Uzolega said, listen, I want you out of my house, Hlathi finds himself really stranded, not having much of a choice and definitely not having much of a say as to what's gonna happen. So he decided to honor Uzolega, which is one thing that I respect of Hlathi. Hlathi decided that, what, maybe it's best to honor Zolega's wishes and to leave Zolega's house. And I'm like, yeah, definitely, Hlathi, maybe it's honestly for the best for you to leave Zolega's house. And I don't know what got over Hlathi, honestly. Somehow he thought leaving Zolega's house and going to Cosmos City to Mega's house is the best decision. And I'm like, okay, Hlathi, how did you reach that conclusion? Okay, how did you reach the conclusion that going to Mega's house is the best decision? So he went to Cosmos City, he knocked, and Kawekazi opened the door for him. And as soon as everybody else realizes that it's Hlathi, most were shocked. What is he doing around this time? It seems like it was really, really, really midnight. But as soon as the girls were shocked, including Tumega, Linkamva was not shocked at all. If anything, he was angry. And I'm like, yes, I am Team Lunkamva. Listen, Lunkamva and Hlathi bavele badudulana lapha emnyango guysini badudulana. Ulinkamva trying to make sure that Hlathi does not enter the house. And before you know it, Ulinkamva slams a door at Hlathi's face, and everybody else in the house is begging Lunkamva, saying, no, Lunkamva, you cannot do this, this is your father, you still have to be respectful towards your father. And Ulinkamva means business, okay? Linkamva is just like, listen, that man is not my father anymore, okay? He made his decision. The day that he decided to abandon his family and go somewhere else is the day that he decided that we are nothing. And Hlathi at this point is still knocking on the door, trying to get Ulinkamva to open. Everybody else, is trying to beg Ulinkamva to say, Ulinkamva, that's still our father. But Ulinkamva's anger is really just controlling him. Honestly, like I said, I am Team Linkamva. I think what he's doing is definitely right, when a father betrays you, a father betrays you. When people make their bed, they should definitely lie in it. Linkamva not Linkamva meant to say Hlathi no longer have a home within her children's home. Her children's home is her children's home now, and the man of the house is definitely Linkamva now. It has nothing and absolutely nothing to do with Hlathi as of this moment, because he made his bed, and Linkamva meant to say go back to the door. And he says, listen here, okay, one thing that you need to know and one thing that you need to understand as the fact that this is not your house anymore, okay? I am the man of the house here. I do not want you here, not now, not ever. And something just clicks on Hlathi that definitely he is not wanted. Everybody else was still worried, including Tumega, and this is what angers Linkamva even more. Linkamva was like, listen, ma, at this point you have to choose. If you want Hlathi back in this house, it means the person who's going, it's me.